Okay, let's just jump right in. We're talking about a dish that's, well, it's so much more than just a meal, right? It's a cultural landmark, it's a taste of home, and it's probably one of the most celebrated soups in all of West Africa. Today we're going to break down Egusi. You know, for millions of people, Egusi is that dish. It's that smell that fills the whole house during a celebration. It's that comforting bowl you have on just a regular old Tuesday. And it's that one flavor that connects generations. Doesn't matter if you're in Lagos, London, or Houston. So, what is the perfect bowl of Egusi? I mean, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because here's the thing, Egusi isn't just one single recipe. Oh no, it's a whole universe of them. So in this explainer, we're going to get into its core ingredients, check out just how diverse it can be, and maybe, just maybe, settle some of the biggest fights that happen in the kitchen over this soup. So let's start with the basics. What exactly is it? Well, at its core, Egusi soup is all about ground melon seeds. And these little seeds, they're packed with protein and oil. That's what gives the soup its classic, rich, thick texture. And the fact that it has so many different names, that right there tells you just how widespread and, frankly, how loved this dish really is.
All right, let's get right to it. The heart of the matter. You can't have Egusi without, well, Egusi seeds. And if you understand this one ingredient, you basically understand the whole dish.
So these seeds are the absolute star of the show. They give the soup this naturally sweet, nutty flavor, and they're also what makes it thick. But here's where it gets kind of cool, a little bit of food science for you. When you cook the ground Egusi, the heat actually breaks down the carbs into simpler sugars. And what does that do? It creates this amazing, subtle, natural sweetness that is just everything to this soup's flavor.
But what if you can't find them? I mean, this is a huge question, especially for anyone living outside West Africa. You get that craving, you know, that taste of home. You go to your local grocery store and nothing. No Egusi seeds. So what? Is it game over? Absolutely not.
And here we go. We've got some solutions for you. There are actually some fantastic alternatives out there that can pretty much mimic that texture and nutty flavor. Things like peeled sunflower seeds, almonds, even pumpkin seeds. You can just grind them down and use them in a really similar way. The goal is just to get that rich, thick base, you know?
Okay, so we've got the seed down. Now let's talk about the incredible diversity of this soup. It's kind of like saying pizza or sandwich. There are just so many different ways to make it. One soup, many, many faces.
Okay, so if you've ever had Egusi at a Nigerian restaurant, like anywhere in the world, I'd bet you've had the Igbo style. It's pretty much become the global standard. Why? Well, as Nigerians moved abroad and opened restaurants, this is the version that often took center stage. And you can see why. It's rich, it's thick, it's got that vibrant green color from all the vegetables. It just looks amazing. It really became the international ambassador for Egusi.
But then, look at this. A totally different take from the same country, the Yoruba Igbo style. It's a night and day difference. While the Igbo version is super thick and packed with greens like ugu or onugu, that's bitter leaf, the Igbo style is way lighter, more like a broth. It's tangy, with a tomato and pepper base, and get this, usually no leafy greens at all. I mean, that's two completely different philosophies of soup right there.
And it's not just in Nigeria. The diversity goes way beyond that. Over in Cameroon, they steam it into this firm pudding called ba Egusi. In Congo, it's a smooth, buttery sauce they call soupe de pistache. Even within Nigeria, you have groups like the Edo people with their own techniques, or the Itsekiri, who make this incredible hybrid with banga soup. It just shows you how incredibly versatile this one ingredient is. Okay, now for the fun part, the part where things get a little controversial. Because when a dish is this important to people, you better believe they have some very strong opinions on the right way to make it. Welcome to the great Egusi debate. So here's the first big question, maybe the biggest one of all. To fry or not to fry? I'm serious, this is a fundamental divide. Once you've mixed your ground egg Egusi into a paste, what's the next step? The answer to that question can split families, let alone kitchens. So you've got two main philosophies here. First up is the frying method. You take that Egusi paste and fry it in palm oil. This gives it a much deeper, roasted, kind of nutty flavor. It also creates a slightly grainy texture. Then you have the other camp, the boiling or caking method. With this one, you add the paste in little chunks right into your simmering stock. This keeps the Egusi's natural sweet flavor intact, and it's the key to achieving that popular lumpy texture, which brings us to our next debate. And what about the texture? Lumpy or smooth? Ah, yes, the texture debate. For a lot of people, this is everything.
Are you a smooth soup person, or are you all about those satisfying, kind of curdled lumps of egusi? If you're on Team Lumpy, listen up, because there's a trick to it.
Okay, so here's the secret for that classic lumpy texture. It all comes down to one word: patience. You add the egusi paste in little spoonfuls, cover the pot on low heat, and then, this is the most important part, do not stir. For like 15 to 20 minutes, just leave it alone. That's what allows the proteins to do their thing and form those perfect lumps. Patience really is the secret ingredient here.
So you've got this rich, naturally sweet soup, right? It's delicious, but it needs something to balance it out, to cut through that richness. And the secret? For a lot of traditional recipes, it's bitter leaf. This stuff is the perfect counterpoint.
But hold on, you can't just throw it into the pot. Fresh bitter leaf is, well, the name doesn't lie. It's incredibly bitter. It has to be washed. And this isn't a quick rinse. We're talking a serious hands-on process of scrubbing and rinsing over and over again until most of that harsh bitterness is gone. What's left behind is this complex, almost herbal flavor that just works so perfectly with the egusi.
All right, so we've gone through the seeds, all the different styles, the big debates. It might seem like a lot, but really, it all boils down to a few core principles. Let's look at how to cook this cultural classic.
So no matter which version you're making, the journey is pretty much the same. It breaks down into these 5 universal steps. First, you build your flavor base. That means cooking your meats, goat, beef, whatever you're using, and fish to make a really rich stock. Second, you prepare the egusi paste and add it using your chosen method, whether you're frying or boiling. Third, you combine it all, the egusi, the stock, some crayfish, peppers, and just let it simmer and let those flavors get to know each other. Fourth, you add all your cooked meats and fish back into the pot. And finally, step 5, you finish with the greens. You add those right at the end so they stay nice and vibrant.
And really, that brings us full circle. Because egusi is so much more than just a recipe, isn't it? It's a celebration of who we are. It's a reminder that no matter how far away from home life takes you, you can always, always have a taste of it.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. We've seen how egusi is this powerful connector to home, to memory, to history for millions of people. So my question to you is, what dish holds your memories? What's the one meal, the one recipe that tells your story?